Hello, my hoodoo boos. It is I, the African witch bitch hoodoo practitioner. Y'all already know that I love the kids. So, with me loving on children the way I love on children, that brings me to the attitude and the funk that you see that I'm in right now. Why am I in a funk? Well, let me break the shit down to you. It is because my country, the good old fashioned United States of America, have a milk supply issue where babies can't be fed because they're short on formula. And I have a lot of women that are hitting me up asking me, what can I do? AWB, I'm scared. Breastfeeding isn't working for me. I can't produce milk. I don't have any formula. I'm scared for my baby. And then you have these musty nut, ignorant ass men that make stupid ass comments such as, and I quote, well, what did women do before there was formula? Why don't they just breastfeed? This right here proves that a man should not have no say-so on what goes on in a woman's body because they don't know shit compared to how women operate. So let me go ahead and say this, and then I'm going to say something else to you dumbass men out there making that comment. Exhibit A. Back in the day when there was no formula, how did babies eat? Let me break it down to your dumb ass. They had a thing called a wet nurse. That's a woman who was lactating, who fed other people's babies for the women who could not produce milk. And for the women who did not have access to a wet nurse, guess what happened? Their babies died the agonizing, painful death of malnutrition. Dumbass men, not all women can breastfeed. Not all women can produce milk. Not all women can have a substantial enough milk supply to feed one baby. And not all babies can latch on to mommy's breast. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So please stop the insensitive comments because a lot of these women out here are already self-conscious enough if they can't produce enough milk to feed their baby. And they're already self-conscious enough at the fact if their baby won't latch onto their breast. That is a very, very traumatic experience and a very heartbreaking one to see your baby is hungry, but you can't produce milk to feed them and there's no formula in sight. Then you got these dumb bastards that's out there price gouging with the little bit of formula that is out there. So I did only what I know how to do, and I went to nature. Right now available on AWB website is milk thistle. Milk thistle is an herb. If you take 1 teaspoon of milk thistle to 8 ounces of water and boil it like a tea and drink it, it is an herb that helps mommies produce milk. It will help you in producing milk. It does a lot of great things for the body, like detoxify the liver, improves vitality, give you energy, and it also has magical properties like removing hexes, like protection and purification spells. If you're ever doing it, you can add milk thistle to your candle magic or in a mojo bag. But I have it right now available on AWB website for a very extremely cheap, dirtball cheap, cost-effective price for the sake of the mommies. This ain't even about a profit right now. This is about these mommies who need to produce milk to feed these babies. And I understand and know I've never breastfed a child. I have raised plenty of them, but I've never breastfed a child. But I do know a lot of women out there who are in tears daily, who crying, their self-esteem is affected because they can't produce milk no matter how hard they try. And it does not help when you see a whole bunch of men, especially they are the most vocal people that have so much to say about what a woman should and should not do. Hell, half of them can't even find, you know what? I'm not even going to say what I want to say. My point is, let's go to nature's mommies, please. And please, I'm just going to also add this. If you are a mom out there who's breastfeeding and you have a surplus of milk, please consider donating your milk to another mommy in need. I know that in this day and age, it is frowned upon or not as common for another woman to breastfeed another person's baby. I personally wouldn't have a problem doing it. If I could produce some milk in these tick old bitties that I have, I would have no problem your baby drinking from me. Or I would have no problem, somebody that I know, feeding my child if I can't produce. I actually prefer that. And any doctor will tell you that is best for a child if the mom is taking care of herself right. A lot of times these parents don't take care of themselves. And I'm not talking about just the women. Hell, they always bash the women about how we take care of our bodies during pregnancy and post partum, but they never talk about these men taking care of themselves prior to conception. Don't nobody want no lazy ass broke down sperm because you're eating hot dogs and drinking soda and all kind of unhealthy ass stuff, and your sperm is swimming like this. Don't nobody want that, okay? But that's not the point. Right now, it's all about the moms. It's all about their mental and emotional health, because a lot of these, I see the messages and it's really sick to me how some of these men are bashing women who use formula for their babies, and they don't know shit from Shinola about how a woman's body works. So please, if you know anybody who needs milk thistle, go to AWB website or in store. We have it in stock and I will send it to you. And if you have a problem paying for the few dollars that I'm charging it, if you inbox me, I'll send it to you for free. I'm sorry. I just want the babies to eat. That's all I care about, is children being protected and safe and nurtured. All bullshit aside, that's what it's all about, because they are our future. Thank you. And I am AWB, Hoodoo Practitioner, African Witch Bitch. Ashe.